As you can see in my screen, we will be looking at a solution called as Bookstore. This is the application that I've written. This Bookstore application is basically, it has like two entities. It would let us like add, update, modify, and delete books and also authors. Okay, so this has been written with ASP.NET MVC, and this is part of the GitHub link that I have provided. So please make sure that you have Visual Studio 2017 installed on your machine prior to trying to open this solution file. So the file we have to open is the bookstore.sln. So double click on it. It should automatically open in Visual Studio 2017. Okay, so this is Visual Studio 2017 that has opened the bookstore. So this is written in MVC. You do not have to have prior knowledge of MVC to successfully complete this assignment. Your job is going to be in the scripts folder. Under the script, there is a script called as my script in the app folder. So this is the JavaScript. This is where our work is going to be for today, because the rest of the work I've already completed. So let me quickly run this application and show you what it is capable of as of now. And then we will come back and see what kind of Ajax we need and why we need it. So you have to open the URL called books. So leave the first part alone, put a /books, attach that to the URL. Okay, so you can see here author name, book title, year of release. Okay, you can go into details. There it is. You can edit the detail if you want. You can delete a row. You can also create a new book. See? Similarly, so these are the operations that are possible, right? Similarly, you can also load authors for the same application. So these are the list of authors. If you want to add a new author, you can do say create new. You can edit, delete, and go to details. So if you look into the bookstore, into my script, this is what I'm talking about here. If you go to the URL books, it shows a list of books. If you go to authors, it shows a list of authors. You also have the facility of adding, updating, deleting, and looking at the details of the books and authors. So this is already created. Now, the backend developer, which is in this case me, I've also created two functionality. First one, if we use this URL search and we give a name of an author as a parameter for this method, this would return a JSON array of all books written by that author. Okay, so I have that code here in the search method. I'm saying go into the books database and get all the name of author. So the parameter input is going to be the name of the author. You have to call this search, which is inside the books controller. And if you do that and there is a match, you will get a list of books as a JSON object. Okay, and this is the view, the page itself. So you can see that there is an input field where we can enter the author name. Then there is a button to search by author. we will come to this delete later. So the result is where the result of the search will be displayed. Okay. So now let's go back to our method. So let's talk about the get and post. We talked about get and post. So in this method, we want the JavaScript is going to ask for a list of books written by, let's say, J.K. Rowling. Okay, so because it is asking for information, it is going to be a get. So you can safely say $.get here. Okay, that is what we want to write. So before we write that, when do we want to call this Ajax method to retrieve the books? So we want to call it as soon as this button is pressed. This button called search, whenever it is pressed, which means I need a dollar search dot on click. So my JSON get method should go here inside the button. Okay, so if we look at the JSON get method, it takes three parameters. It takes URL parameters, and then data. Okay, let me explain what it is. The URL is the URL you want to call. This URL will translate to a method inside. So the URL will translate to a method. Which method are you calling? Parameters. What is the input parameter that you are passing? And this is the output. So what happens? What do I do with the data that is returned? So data refers to this JSON of books. Okay. These are the three parameters that we care about. What should happen? Okay. What is going to be the URL? This is going to be by URL, right? What is going to be my parameter? What am I sending? I'm sending S and the search string. What is search string? This is the input field we have. We are getting that value, putting it into the search string. So if you go here, author search is the input box, the text box where we enter the name of the author. See, this box is what we're talking about. See, that's the input author search. And this is the button search. Okay. And then this is the data that is written. We know it's a JSON. So for now, we'll just write console.log. Okay, so now let's build. Oh yeah,